Hey, what's up guys, TBL here, bringing you another Planet Destiny video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the news that's come to light in Bungie's weekly update. Alright, let's dive in. This time around, Bungie showed off some major changes that are going to be coming to Destiny's Quest user interface, as well as giving us some information on the moments of triumph that you can complete to earn that special Year 1 emblem. Starting us off are some words from Bungie creative director Luke Smith, who went on to explain some of the upcoming changes to the quest and bounty system. Here's what he had to say. In the coming weeks and months, we're going to be using this space to look at some of the big changes coming in Destiny the Taken King this fall. The first of these global changes we're going to talk about is how we're approaching quests in Year 2. In Year 1, exotic bounty chains like Thorn and Bad Juju ended up being something players really enjoyed, although the struggle to get void kills in the Crucible was real. These bounties took you on a journey through multiple activities, which in the best cases had flashes of unique moments and ended with rewards players actually cared about. In many ways, these were the earliest tendrils of how we'd come to think about quests in Destiny. Quests are an arrangement of activities and challenges that tell a story and represent a journey for the player, which personally I can say I agree with. When I think back on those exotic bounties like A Light in the Dark for Thorn or Toland's Legacy for Bad Juju, I pretty much remember every single detail about my trip to complete those. Jayor the Unwed was a nightmare. So when Bungie goes to say that those were some of the most memorable experiences for players, I can identify with that. And I'd definitely like to have a more streamlined quest experience. And it looks like Bungie thinks the same. Luke continued on to say that the implementation of quests and bounties in Year 1 was a foundation, but it was clear to us and the community that it was an area for improvement, especially if we wanted to rely on questing even more in Year 2. The Taken King was built with quests in mind, but we didn't want to ignore the Year 1 content in this global change. So as part of this update, we've taken all Destiny content and, for the lack of a better term, questified it. And this, Guardians, is where we're getting into the good stuff, because we're getting all new dedicated screens for quests and bounties. Bungie went on to give us a couple of screenshots showing off the brand new quests and bounty page with these highlights and upcoming changes. First off, they're increasing the total number of bounties players can carry, which is awesome considering we have so many different sources for bounties nowadays. Next up, both quests and bounty slots will now be tracked on your normal player HUD. From the screenshots we got, it looks like they'll show up in the bottom right-hand corner, making it much easier to track your bounties since you won't have to pop in and out of the menu. Next up, completed bounties will be turned in from the quest screen, which is awesome. If I'm reading this right, it looks like you'll no longer have to pop in and out of the reef or in and out of the tower to turn in your bounties, which will wind up saving you a ton of time when running bounties. And finally, reputations will be moved from the inventory screen to the quest page. All of these are some pretty significant changes that are looking to make the questing experience in Destiny a little bit more intuitive. Personally, I love the idea of having a dedicated quest page and having an updated HUD so I can just track my bounties from right there on the screen. Now, in addition to these UI changes, Luke finished things up by saying something rather curious. And I quote, "Count on it, Guardians. Guns, balance, progression, destinations, enemies. We'll unpack everything a hardcore player like you would want to know before launch." Signaling, of course, that most of these things probably won't be coming out until the Taken King, but we'll learn a lot more about them before the Taken King drops in September. Next up, Bungie talked a little bit about the moments of triumph, which of course, as most of you Guardians know, are the challenges that you need to complete in order to get the Year 1 emblem later on in September. Bungie issued congratulations to Guardians who have already completed these challenges and gave us a couple of statistics to help motivate those of you who still have a few left to complete. And here are those stats. Compared to last week, there has been a 39% increase in public event completion, a whopping 74% increase in Skolas kills for Prison of Elders, a 40% increase in Crota's End hard mode participation, and finally a 10% increase in Vault of Glass hard mode participation. Our beloved community manager Deej has even gone as far as to say that each week he'll check off another box on his moment of triumph to-do list. And likewise, for those of you Guardians out there who haven't quite completed your moments of triumph yet, you have until September 15th. So get out there and get it done, Guardian. And now it's time for you to let us know what you think of all this news. And if you like this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for all the latest Destiny news. Alright, that's it for this one, guys. As always, I am the Black Link from Planet Destiny. You Guardians, stay frosty.